I went from being a broke 16-year-old kid causing trouble in the streets to becoming a millionaire in my 20s. And let me tell you, it was not easy. In that time, I completely bombed my first dropshipping store, spent $800 to get one single sale. I got fired from my 9-to-5 job and even had $70,000 on hold scammed from me by PayPal. And in this video, I want to kind of explain my story, how it all happened and how I got to where I am currently right now from all of this. So let me take you back. At 16, I would, what you would kind of call here in the UK, a hood rat. I would just be out on the streets, hanging on the corners with my friends and just causing trouble. And nothing really kind of at that time fueled my passion. You know, just being out on the streets, being out on the roads was just something that I enjoyed to do, hanging out with friends as a teenager. I am not born into any money, no silver spoon, working class parents, and I just had bang average grades. I didn't excel at school. Over here, I would just get pure C's, which is just a bang average. And, you know, all I pretty much wanted to do was just be rich. And the two things that I ultimately wanted to do was be a footballer. I mean, you don't see me on the screens, so obviously that didn't work out. Or I wanted to be a business owner. I didn't know how, I didn't know which business model I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to be rich or be some sort of business owner. So like everyone else, I kind of had to get a 9-to-5 job, you know. And what I done was I went to university. If you're watching this video, you may have been to university yourself, or maybe you're thinking about going, or maybe you have been through university, got a job, and now you're working your job and you don't like it. I can relate to you because I've been in that position. You know, I went to university, didn't really know why I was going. It was just that all of my friends were going and I just thought to myself, okay, let me just go there. Now, I studied business and management. Your boy got a first-class degree, so maybe I'm not as stupid as I sound and look. But I quickly realized that most of the lecturers never actually ran their own business themselves. And it was funny because business is one of these things whereby you learn by doing. Like, once you understand, like, how to run a business, how to start up a business, like, you learn all of the pitfalls by doing. Like, my business degree didn't have anything to do with anything that I do nowadays. And I didn't learn how to open up a business. I didn't learn anything about taxes, like marketing, none of those things. Maybe I picked the wrong degree, but I was learning how to become a middle manager in a large corporation, a cog in a wheel. And that didn't quite sit well with me. So at that point, I kind of graduated and I didn't really want to get a first class, a graduate's job because the applications were so long. So what I decided to do was I just got a normal 9-to-5 job, an internship. Now, like anyone watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've done it. I would always kind of like Google at night how to make money online. I've tried every venture that is out there. I've tried some questionable ones, but I've tried so many out there. I've tried to do eBay selling of hats, which kind of worked out okay. I'll tell you a story maybe another day. And I tried Forex. Again, lost a bunch of money there. I tried doing Amazon, realized that I had to buy a ton of stock. Didn't want to do that. I tried buying and selling bikes, so push bikes, so many different things, and nothing really you could kind of phone home to mum and say that I made it. And while working my 9-to-5 job, I ultimately discovered dropshipping. And this job that I had at the time was very basic. It was outside of the internship. That was a year internship. I then got an actual job, my first real job. And the pay was like $17,000, $16,000 a year. Pounds, sorry. So I would essentially make like, $1,000 a year. Like just over $1,000 a month. Pennies. And it's weird because like nowadays we can make $1,000 every single day. And it's just mind blowing to me to think how I was surviving on that money back then. But I didn't know any better because when you don't know any better when you haven't been exposed to the money that is actually able to be generated, especially with online businesses. And I very much remember being frustrated of like, which business model do I use? How am I going to actually start to make money online? And I discovered at that point dropshipping. Now, the way I discovered dropshipping, nowadays it's been popularized by so many different gurus out there. There's so much content online. And back then in 2016, 2017, there was not that much content on YouTube. In fact, I come across dropshipping via a forum called Black Hat World. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with that actual forum, but there's loads of different ways how to make money online. And someone had started a thread called it was called like how I make $10,000 a month selling free products online. And obviously when you're thinking free products online, how does that all work? So I click onto it, and basically he detailed how he was using Shopify, how he was using AliExpress, and how he was using Facebook ads to sell these free products. Now the free essentially comes from, like back then, everyone was doing a free plus shipping model, which essentially meant you would find a product really, really cheap on AliExpress for like $1. You would sell it using Facebook ads, and you would offer it as free to the customer, but they would just pay shipping, and your shipping cost would obviously be something like $9 or $20. So you would make profit on that, and very profitable model. So I obviously got super excited at this point. I'm already, deep in the trenches trying to figure out how to build my Shopify store. I'm joining Facebook groups at that time. And when you first get into any sort of business model, you are pumped up to the max. Like anyone is, you go through this, and I've done a video on this, it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. You have this uninformed optimism, like you are to the moon, you are customizing which Lamborghini you're going to buy and all of these fantastic things that are going to happen, but you don't understand how hard the business model actually is until you try it. So I go through this whole process of building my store, getting my ad account set up, finding some products on AliExpress, and I start this nail store. And I don't know why I actually chose nail stuff. I think it was because the things were super, super cheap. Anyway, I thought, okay, let me just sell this nail stuff. And I spent so much time getting this store ready, and I launch it, I go to sleep, I wake up, 0 sales. Okay, boom, I've spent like £50. Next day, no sales. Week later, no sales. And I'm just watching the money being spent on Facebook. I'm seeing my visit account go up, 0 sales. And at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, this is a scam. Like, these dudes are all capping. This isn't no real thing. And then what happens is I get a ka-ching on my phone, right? And at that point, I realized that, the business model isn't broken or like it's not that it doesn't work. It's just that I just need to get better. So at that point, it validated that everything is real. The screenshots are real. Everyone can make money with dropshipping. It's just that I just need to get better at it. Now, at that point, I'm still working my 9-to-5 job. And there was one thing that happened to me, which again, I personally believe happened just as a way, like as a miracle kind of thing, in terms of like completely transforming the life that I used to live to the life that I live now. And that was when I sat down in for work one day. And again, working for this company, making $16,000 a year, £16,000 a year. I come in one day and I sit down, and the company actually had a high turnover rate. So the way it used to work was, I remember this like it was yesterday. So people who were getting quote unquote fired, they would essentially be taken into a room, okay, and then someone would come and get their stuff, turn off their computer and take it out so that they didn't have to do the walk of shame, back in to grab their bag and go. So I remember one day I sit down on my computer, I log in, I'm doing my work, etc. And my line manager is in the office that I can visibly see. And he's talking to one of the the higher up managers, and he's looking over to me and he's like this. He keeps looking up and he keeps looking up like this. And all of a sudden he comes down and goes and sits down on his desk. Another guy comes out and tells me, oh, so-and-so, the higher manager wants to have a word. So I go around, not into his office, but into another office, and they sit me down. And there's that person that he was talking to, the main guy's CEO, and someone else. And they sit me down, and essentially, to keep this very, very short, they basically say, we don't need you anymore, you're fired, etc. Long story short, I come outside, my bags are obviously waiting there, so I don't do the walk of shame. And I walk outside, and that is it, pretty much done. And at that point, I realized that, okay, it kind of hit me that, I'm this first class degree university graduate, and I have no job at all. Like I have a little bit of savings, like my dropshipping stores made 1 sale. What do I do at this point? And I had 2 options. I either get another job or actually start to make this dropshipping thing work. And I decided to do both of them. So I had to go and get another job because ultimately bills needed to be paid. I still need to function as a normal human. But that 1 sale validated that this dropshipping thing can work. I can actually make a success of this. So I get another job. And at that point, I made it my sole focus because of that one interaction that I had from getting fired. I never wanted that to happen again. Like, I have this saying, and I've said this in multiple different interviews, it's that most people are scared of having to like most people are scared of losing their job. I'm genuinely fearful of having to go and get one. Now, if I had to go and get one, I'd get one if I lost everything tomorrow, God forbid, no problems at all. But that kind of like reason why was one of the reasons why I stuck at dropshipping. And you have to very much develop, if you're watching this and you haven't had success online with any business model, you have to make sure that you have a reason why. Because on the bad days, when things are not going your way, when stuff F's up, you are going to need your reason why to keep you waking up in the morning to actually do the work and staying locked into the trenches. And that was ultimately one of the reasons why I actually took this so seriously. So now I'm working another job and I'm starting to do my actual dropshipping stuff. And at that point, I developed a very strict regimen. It was wake up in the morning, 8 a.m., go to work my 9 to 5, come home, eat, sleep, take a nap because I was tired. And then from 8 p.m. till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, just working on my dropshipping stores, finding products, launching ads, building stores, answering customer emails, fulfillment. Everything at that point was a one-man band. And eventually I'd do that for 5 days a week. I would literally do that for a whole year, no vacations. And I'll get to a point where I was so tired, I would just sleep in the car. Wind the seat back and just sleep because I was so tired. And some days I'll try to not to like fall asleep at my desk. I was that tired. But that's what had to be done. Was it healthy? No. But it was what I had to be, like the sacrifices I had to make to get to where I needed to be. And sometimes you're going to have to make those sacrifices in life in order to get to where you need to be. The whole term lock in. There's going to be a period where you're going to have to just lock in. Like there's no other way. You're going to have to lock in to the trenches. Now, over time, I got better. You know, I'd start to do my first $500 a day, my first $1,000 a day, my first $10,000 a day, you know, my first 100K a month, my first 500K a month. I even done $1 million in a month, which was mind blowing. And I was still working my 9 to 5 job at that time. And some of you watching this video would be like, why on earth would you even do that? You know, the pay was better, of course, at this time, but why on earth would you, you know, not just quit at that point? The reason why I didn't quit at that point for the other job, it was two reasons. First and foremost, I was trying to get a property, and it was much easier to get a property if you actually worked a job and just had, you know, pay slips rather than, you know, showing proof of business funds and yada, yada, yada. And the second thing would be because the team was so small and lean, right? The boss that I had, the second boss was a sound guy, you know, and one of our employees, it was only 3 of us, and one of them eventually, like the girl went on maternity leave. So it was just us two. And I didn't want to be a dickhead to kind of just leave him in the water and say I was quitting. So long story short, I was getting better and better every single day, and life was ultimately changing, you know, in real time. I'd keep the notifications on my phone because that little Shopify cha-ching was ultimate like dopamine to say, yeah, this is my way out. But things took a bit of a turn. So before I actually left my job, I took a vacation to Croatia, and I was scaling. Everything was going well and fine. I had about 2 stores at that time, and like PayPal here in the UK is based in Ireland. And they used to call your phone. And if you missed that phone call, right? If PayPal phone you, it's 9 times out of 10 going to be some bad stuff. Like something they're placing a hold, they want to know more information, yada, yada, yada. And I remember I was in Croatia and I seen the missed call, the island number. And now if you check my phone, I actually have PayPal saved as PayPal pickup because I know that if I miss that call, some shit's going to happen. So eventually, I missed the call. I go and check my email and it says, you know, after reviewing your PayPal account and business, yada, 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 we have placed a $70,000 hold on your account. So they're holding $70,000 of my money and plus a 70%, I think it was 70%, 70 or 75% rolling reserve on your account, meaning every time some money went into the PayPal account, they would hold 75% of it for a period of time. I think it was like either 60 days, 30 or 60 days, right? And then release the rest to yourself, which ultimately would completely cripple the business. At this point, I thought I'd lost everything. And if you go back and have a look on my channel, you had to see that I actually done a video on that specific topic because at that point, I thought that was it. Like imagine just losing 70 bags like that. And having that rolling reserve, it was just going to cripple the business completely. Eventually, again, if you can go and watch that video, and essentially it will tell you how it ultimately got out of that messy point. But essentially, it was a lot of back and forth, and a lot of emails, a lot of pleading to eventually get out of that hole. But long story short, we kind of got out of it. And that's just one thing that I've ultimately gone through. I've gone through so many different things throughout, this this journey from banned ad accounts to getting business managers that have spent millions completely wiped, to Shopify stores shut down, to fake DMCAs, to you know, like payment processes being shut down, to supplier issues. Like everything, every fire that can potentially go wrong has gone wrong, and I've experienced all of them. And the truth is, you get to a point whereby you just become completely stoic to everything. Like you become immune to stuff. And it's like, you have to take, as an entrepreneur, you have to take the highs with the lows. There's going to be periods whereby stuff isn't working out for you. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And then you'll have periods of complete high euphoria. You'll be smashing your goals. You know, everything you touch turns to gold. Like, you are doing stupid amounts of money every single day. You wake up, you check your sales, and you've already made $1,000. Like it's beautiful. And I wish everyone could essentially experience that at some point. But on the flip side, you will have down days, and you just have to embrace them. Like, you have to realize that this will pass. Like, it's not forever. And providing that you are able to get through those bad points is what makes a good entrepreneur, what helps someone continue to stick through with stuff. And, you know, that's kind of like the story up until now. I've helped so many people online get into dropshipping. My channel has been around for a number of years now. And it's one thing doing the business yourself and still having success to this day. And it's another thing helping other people to, you know, achieve their goals, you know, and show them that they can do more than just work a 9-to-5 job. They can still have success. They can change their life. And it's beautiful being able to see people go from zero to quitting their first job. I recently had a student, you know, quit his job, and he's got his own little office now. He's purchased his first car, and it's an amazing thing to see, because at some point, everything just becomes numbers on a screen. And the only way you can kind of get fulfillment is by helping other people out, you know? So hopefully this video has kind of like helped you or inspired you. And if you are, again, like I mentioned, in university and you don't think like the 9-to-5 job is something that you want to do, or you're currently working a 9-to-5 job now and looking for ways to make money online, then, you know, stick with it. Like, just pick something and just lock in for 6 months, you know? You know, I do drop shipping, I do e-commerce. It doesn't have to be that business model. If you want to do something else, that's totally fine. But the main thing is just sticking with it and locking in. So again, hopefully you got some value from this video. I appreciate you for taking the time to, what we at, 20 minutes-ish or so. Appreciate you taking the time to you know, lock in and listen to this video. Hopefully you got some value from it. If you did, drop a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.